in that 2 hours, 8 minutes until you were booked out at 4:50 a.m.?
Into engifuna ukuyisho kuyona noma engiyivezayo kuwena ukuthi kwakuwamahora amabini nemizuzu engaba 20 uvalelwe noma ubuyisiwe wase uyakhishwa ke kuleso sikhathi leso samahora amabili kanye no 20 minutes. Ngifuna ukwazi ke kuwena leso sikhathi so walala yini?
Kosenkantolo ngisho ukuthi angilalanga ngoba kwakubanda ngeke ukuthi ufike ngubeni futhi uthola ugodola.
My Lord, I would say that I didn't sleep because it was cold. There is no way that you can just get into bed and sleep immediately, my Lord, when getting cold.
Okunye ngangimanzi abantu bengithele ngamanzi ngangeke ngifike ngithola ubuthongo same time.
The other thing is that I was wet because they had poured water on me, so there's no way that I would have slept immediately.
Now, the other point that I want to bring across is the following. You are booked out in that time period, 8:30 until 2:30 the following morning, and you were taken to Carltonville, you were taken to Engine Garage, where you allege that you were tortured and assaulted. You are now taken to the dumping site, and the rough estimate is about 17 hours that you were booked out. How did you feel physically about having spent that lot of time in the hands of the police?
Uma ubheka ke lesi sikhathi lesiyana owakhishwa ngaso kwaba isikhathi obuyiswa ngaso singathi ke amahora lawo ke ayishumi nesikhombisa u17 hours uwonke lo wawuzizwa kanjani ke ngaleso sikhathi leso ngoba ushilo ukuthi wakhishwa naya ke eCarltonville nahamba naya kwa engine la uthi khona babekuhlukumeza khona wawuzizwa kanjani?
Angizizwa ngekho right phambi kwenkosi enkantolo ngoba uma kwenziwa into eqalayo enhlizweni yakho nasemoyeni wakho ukuzibona ukuthi kahlahle umuntu lo yini le ayenza ke mina.
I didn't feel that good, my Lord, and also when something is being done or you are experiencing something for the first time, you ask yourself, what is it exactly that this person is doing?
But physically as well, the point that I want to get, were you still physically fit as in the morning when you wake up, or were you exhausted at that time?
Engifuna ukuzwa ukwazi kwena ke ukuthi ke ngokwasemzimbeni wawuzizwa kanjani ukuthi wawusenalo indlala wawusenalamandla nangendlela owavuke ngayo nkathi uvuka ekseni ngo8:30 wawusazizwa ngaleyo ndlela No, my Lord.
Now Mohane has testified in this matter in this court, and he has testified that the reason why the car was stationary at the engine garage is because it encountered mechanical failure. What is your comment?
Kubufakazi bakhe abethulile kule nkantolo khane uthe imbangela yokuthi imoto ke lapha kula engine garage ingahambi ime ingoba imoto yayinenkinga. Uthini ke wena kulokho?
Ngiyaphikisana nalokho inkosi enkantolo ngoba lo mgomezelo ngangishilo ukuthi ngicela umtshenti uyaphosisa ukuthi imoto yayihamba igule endleleni.
I disputed that, my Lord, because I even informed Mr. Mgomezulu to put it to him that I'm disputing the fact that his testimony that the vehicle had problems, mechanical problems.
And then that car was stationary for some period until either him, Mabena, or Jonathan phoned a mechanic that came and resolved that problem.
Uthi ke ifuthi imoto yema lapho ke isikhathi ke kwaze kwayinkadi la khona ke noba uyena uMabhena noJonathan baye bafonela ke umechanic ukuthi ke azobheka imoto.
Akekho umechanic wakafika inkosi enkantolo lapho.
No mechanic arrived there, my Lord.
Now just to wrap this point up, from 8:30 a.m. on the 18th of June 2020 to 2:30 a.m. the 19th June 2020, the police officers, Mabena, Mohane, that you were in custody of, did they give you food in that period from 8 a.m. until you were booked at the cells in Pretoria North?
Ukusuka ke ngalesiya sikhathi ukhishwa ngaso ke emaselini kwaku 8:30 isikhathi ekseni kwaze kwayoshaya ke u2:30 kusuku ke olulandelayo ingaba bakunikeza ukudla kulesiya sikhathi lesiya?
Kwasenkantolo akaze ngithengele ukudla. Ngamuza na usatshena umkhala entshenti wayengithengela ukudla. Uzongithanga kanjani ukudla? Kumele into eniwutravel sizwile ukuthi uyedelela.
My Lord, I never bought a food, and I heard Sergeant Mohane when he testified about that. how were they going to buy food for me when it was they had told me that we heard that you are disrespectful?
Now we're going to, okay, before that, you've testified about the assault and torture at the dumping site. What was the condition of your clothing after those acts were perpetrated on you?
Sizwile ke usitshela ke uthi kule ndawo ke le ukuthi wabona khona ke itruck la ikuyitruck ke eyolahla khona ke umgqomo ke ukuthi ila kwashayelwa khona ke noma ke ohlukunyezwa khona manje ke impahla lezi owuyigqokile zazinjani ke ngenxa yalesimo yaloko kwakwenzeka khona lapho?
Kusenkantolo ngaphuma igazi emakhaleni ngikhishwa lento abengithosha ngayo. Ngoba namanje usayitshela umkhulu ngilokho ngimtshene njalo akangifunele iskipa sami kusayitshela mabhena. Azange ngithole impendulo namanje.
My Lord, I was bleeding my nostrils as a result of that object that was being used. I also made a request to Sergeant Mukhula. Yes, I made a request to Sergeant Mukhula to get my T-shirt from Mabena. It was my pants, the T-shirt, as well as the white vest that I was wearing underneath.
Now, let us fast forward now to the incident at Krisani Baragwana, where the motor vehicle you were traveling in says GPS unlocked. Do you perhaps have an idea or pay a recollection what was happening, the reason why it said GPS unlocked at the stage?
Khona ke la khona imoto eyayise eKrisani Baragwana futhi ke ngokwalo mbiko walento abayibiza ngokuthi AVL kubhaliwe ke laphana ukuthi ke iGPS unlock ngendlela ke abayibhala ngayo ebhalwe ngayo laphana. Ungabe uyazi ukuthi kwakwenzekani nkathi ke imoto yayilapho eKrisani Baragwana?
Cha nkosenkantolo angizazi lezi zinto lokhuzana lezo zemoto.
No,
I'm not familiar and I know nothing with regards to issues of vehicles.
Now, perhaps let me clarify it. I see that it's not clear to you. Did there come a time at Krisani Baragwana Hospital where you picked somebody else that got into the Toyota Fortuner?
That question is leading.
As the court pleases, my Lord, I'll rephrase. Evidence has been led in this court, and a version was put to Mabena, to Mukhani, that according to the instructions, you said that you picked up Colonel Rapadu at Krisani Baragwana Hospital. Do you recall that version?
Nkathi ke uSergeant Mukhane elana ke enkantolo ke watshelwa ke ukuthi ke okushiwoyo ke inkulumo ethi ke kwaxoshwa ke noma kwagitsheliswa uKolonel Rapadu khona ke esibhedlela eKrisani Baragwana. Uyakhumbula lokho?
Yebo ngiyakhumbula nkosenkantolo.
Yes, I do recall, my Lord.
Describe the circumstances relating to that incident.
Awusho ke ukuthi isimo nje ngokumayela nalokho kwenzekani?
Nkosenkantolo. Mina oqala ngangazi ukuthi lapha kuphi. Lapha esafethatha khona ubaba lo wangena ke emontweni.
Firstly, my Lord, I didn't know where that specific area was, the area where the gentleman who got into the vehicle was picked up.
Ngoba masifika lapha safika sami ngoba kwaphuma amatekisi la eminyango egate la khona la.
Because when we got there, my Lord, we stood there, we were there for a while because taxis were driving out of there, getting out of the gate.
Masifika ke lapha nkosenkantolo bafona yena uNkhane noMabhena ngazi ukuthi bafone laba.
When we arrived there, my Lord, then Mabena and Mukhane phoned. I didn't know who they were calling.
Proceed, sir.
Waqhamuka ke ubaba lo ogcineze lapha enkantolo Thawura Phatha no mama nengane.
And then the gentleman who ended up being here in court, that is now Mr. Rapadu, appeared together with a lady and a child.
Wafika wakhuluma nabo ke babekhuluma phandle noThemontweni.
He spoke to them and they were speaking outside, not in the vehicle.
Emveni ngalokho ngambona yena ubaba lo ekhipha ikhiyeni kumama lo wayeqhamuke naye.
Thereafter, I saw the gentleman taking out keys and giving them to the lady that he had appeared with.
Ubaba ke lo wayesengena ke emontweni la ngoba ngangihleli ngemuva ngangihleli naye la nehlele emveni kaMkhani mina ngihlele emveni kaMabhena.
And then he got into the vehicle, my lord. I was seated, he was seated behind Mukhane and I was seated behind Mabena.
After you've picked up Colonel Rapadu, where did the car then leave that area?
Yasiyasuka ke imoto lapho senimgibelisile emotweni yasiyahamba imoto lapho.
Yeah, uyahamba ngiyazi indlela ukuthi eya kuphi.
Yes, my lord, it left. I don't know the route that it took as to where it was going.
And did there come a time when that car reached a particular destination?
Khona la eyayofika khona.
Yeah.
Ukhona la eyahamba yayoma khona.
Ikhona apha ehamba yoma khona Nkosi enkantolo.
Yes, my lord, it did.
And now, with the background of this case, do you recall where that car stopped?
Usakhumbula ke ukuthi yahamba yayoma kule moto le?
The area now that you know now, as you testify, which area did it stop?
Zika ngithi manje sokumelana yiphi leyo ndawo yahamba yayoma kuyona ke?
Nkosi enkantolo imoto yahamba izindlela ngingayazi lapha yayihamba khona. Kodwa lapha yafika yama khona kwakune gate lapha. Igate nje eso kuna ibiyiwe le ndawo le. Igate yakona ibhale ukuthi Orlando ngoba ngangifike ngimekhetha ukuthi lapha ngema khona ngifike ngibuka ukuthi imoto inkulu.
My lord, the car traveled. Although I don't know the route that it took as to where it specifically it was traveling, but where it reached or the final destination, there was a gate, and the place is fenced. And as I looked at the gate, it was written Orlando because I made sure wherever a vehicle stopped, I would check as to where that is.
If I may stop you there, Mr. Ntanzi, the evidence of Mohani is that morning, the instruction from Colonel Gininda was for them to deviate from taking you to Phosphorus Match Court to take you to Moroka Police Station to meet Colonel Rapadu for the purposes of obtaining a statement from you. Did you recall that evidence being set in this court?
Kunobufakazi ke obethula phambi kwale nkantolo bakhe ke uSergeant Mukhane ukuthi ke ekukhulumiseni kanye naye uBrigadier Gininda wabatshela ukuthi abangabusaqhubeka ke baye bakhambise bakuse Phosphorus enkantolo kodwa abahambe nawo baye nawe eMoroka ku Colonel Rapadu. Uyakhumbula uMukhane esho kanjalo ngenhloso yokuthi ke uKolonel Rapadu ayothatha istatement kuwena. Uyamkhumbula uMukhane esho kanjalo?
Ngiyamkhumbula ngoba kwakusho uMkhane.
I remember because it was said by Mukhane.
Now, that morning, according to his evidence, Mohani, is that you were taken to Colonel Rapadu for that purpose of obtaining a statement. Did the car go to Moroka Police Station that morning?
Ufakazi bakhe ushilo ke uMukhane ukuthi wathathwa ke wahanjiswa waya eMoroka ngenhloso yokuthi ke uKolonel Rapadu uthatha istatement kuwena ke. Ngabe wasiwa yini eMoroka lalelanga?
Nkosi enkantolo. Ngiyile police station kwenye police station kwaba ngahanjiswa khona nguMkhane ekuseni.
I did go to a police station where I was taken to by Mukhane in the morning.
Ngafika wapaka imoto lapha ngangithi kwakunabantu abavuma ingoma ngathi une strike kanyana.
And upon arrival there, he parked the vehicle where earlier on said that there were some people that looked like they were engaged in a strike or a demonstration.
Masifika khona waphuma uMkhane no Sergeant Mabhena ngashika nabo Jonathan laba babengigadile.
When we got there, Mabhena and Mukhane got out and I remained with the likes of Jonathan who were looking after me.
What happened next?
Mabehambile isikhathinyana nje babuye sahlala emotweni khona la nabo la. Bevule lokhozi hitala ehleli lapha.
After a while they came back and we sat there for a while and they had switched the heater on.
Emveni kwesikhathi ngayibona imoto iphuma ke ngingayazi ukuthi yaphi yazaphuma imoto kwahanjiwa futhi.
After a while the car then drove out. I don't know where they were going to, but the cars left.
Now at that stage, when the car arrived, we now know that it's Moroka Police Station. It was there until 11:47. Did a statement to Colonel Rapadu?
The witness never said that he was at Moroka. He said he was at a certain place that he doesn't know.
Let me rephrase it, man. At that particular police station that you now say you didn't know at the time that this was Moroka, did Colonel Rapadu take a statement from you?
Kule ndawo ke noma kule police station lena ke oyishilo ukuthi awungayazi ke ingaba uKenneth Raphadu kune statement awasithatha yini kuwena?
Cha Nkosi enkantolo.
No, my lord.
And angizange ngimbone ekseni. Ngimbone esikhathi ngiqala ukumbona ngena kimi emontweni lesi sibhedlela lapha bamthatha khona.
And I did not see him there, my lord. I only saw him at the hospital where they picked him up there.
Now, evidence led in this court.
Sorry, my
is-
lord.
sorry.
I don't know whether it was missed by the state or the defense because the witness said he looked at the gate and they saw it was written Orlando. I don't know whether they missed it.
No, I'll come to that. I'll come to that. I'm the one that interrupted the witness. Sorry, Mr. Jonas. Now, evidence led in this court is that from 11:47, the car then travels to Foslora's court, and according to the testimony of Mabena, I'm sorry, I keep on saying Mabena, Mohani, is that the purpose was to take you to Foslora's court for the purposes of appearances on the Nongoma murder case and the Foslora's drug case. What's your comment?
Ufakazi bakhe ke umukhane uthe inhloso ke yokuthatha ke kwakuthi ke uye enkantolo eFosloras la uyozoyobingelela khona ke imanje uyibingelelela icala ke la kwaNongoma lokubulala kanye futhi ke drugs.
Yes.
Kanye futhi neledakamizwa lase Fosloras.
Nkosi enkantolo umkhane wangithatha wangisa lapha engisa khona ngangazi nokuthi court ngoba akaze ngene nakulo court le. Ngangisemontweni phandle akaze ngene sele nase court wangishiya emontweni bangigada uJonathan wangena nefayela elibrown. Wangena ngaphakathi waphindwa buye wangithola emontweni kwaphindwa kwahanjiwe akaze ngiyibona ukuthi iqatolo or yini mina.
My lord, such a to a place I didn't know that it was a court because I never went inside. He alighted from the vehicle, left me in the vehicle with the likes of Jonathan, went out with a brown file, and he came back and we left again. I never went inside there.
Ngoba nomuntu lo oweza kimi ephethe ibhuku wayeza wangilunguza so wathi ngubonga Ntanzi ngathi mina yebo baba yebo wajika nebhuku lela liphethwe wabuyela phakathi akaze ngiphume emontweni Nkosi enkantolo.
Even the person that came to me, my lord, who had a book in his hand, looked at the book and asked me, are you Bongani Ntanzi? I then confirmed, and then he went back in. I never got out of the vehicle.
Now, evidence further given by Mohani is that from Fosloras, they then, Fosloras Magistrates Court, they then drove back again to Moroka Police Station because Mabena had forgotten his memory stick and keys at some office in the police station. What is your comment?
Obuye ufakazi ke abethuleke ukuthi waphoqeleka ke ukuthi sebehambile noma senihambile ke babuyeleke khona lapho nanjengoba uMabena wayekhohle khona lapho ke ikhiye zakhe.
Cha Nkosi enkantolo akulona iqiniso le.
No, my lord, that's not the truth.
Now, could you take it from the time now when you return to Moroka Police Station where the car goes to AVL? It was stationary for 2 hours at Moroka Police Station on the afternoon of the 19th of July 2020. I mean, not 19th of June 2020, I'm sorry.
Uma sesingabuyela ke manje sihlumuva ke kunala khona ke iVKL noma umbiko loyana ke uchaza ukuthi imoto ihamba kuphi ushoyo khona ke ukuthi imoto yayimile ke isikhathi esingangamahora amabili.
What happened now at Moroka at that time?
Khona ke epolice station yaseMoroka isho ke ukuthi kwenzekani ngalesiya sikhathi lesiya eMoroka imoto imile lapha yana lamahora amabili.
Nkosi enkantolo lapha engangimkhona mina lapha engaqala ngabona khona igate lelibhala ukuthi Orlando kwamiwa isikhathi la khona uraphatha ekhona.
My lord, where the car was parked and where I had seen where the gate was written Orlando, I was assaulted there in the presence of Raphadu.
Ngishawe Nkosi enkantolo uPrakati igininde khona naye lapha ngangisho khona ehlele emveni elekhuze nesitulo lekhuze nemoto ibhuthile yangemuva ngoba ubaba lo wayebhala angimazi wayebhala ukuthi ngoba wayephethe ne-ID number yami.
And I was being assaulted, my lord, Brigadier Guinenda was seated there at the back of the vehicle, seated at the boot of the vehicle. The gentleman that was writing, he was also writing, but I don't know what he was writing. He was also in possession of my identity document.
Now let's pause and can you describe the area where this assault occurred at Orlando?
Awuyisho ke le ndawo lena ewawushayelwa kuyona ke eOrlando.
Nkosi enkantolo lapha uyehla umgwaqo. Umgwaqo uyajika la ufesana negate uyaphela.
My lord, you go down the road, and as it takes a curve, and then it faces a gate, and that is now the end of the road. Yebo.
Indawo ebiye ngaphakathi ngale khona ama-ATM ngale yizo ngingabonanga noma right noma njani kodwa akhona ama-ATM ajite lahliwa leya kubiyiwe straight lapha.
It's a place that is fenced, my lord. On the other side, there are ATMs. I'm not able to tell whether there were ATMs that were functioning or not.
Ngapha ngemuva kwami ku-grade kunendudumo ebekiwe njengathi igcwele amaphepha lapho kuyabona ukuthi kuyashiswa nokushiswa nje izinto mhlawumbe amaphepha lapho.
And then just right behind me, it's a grated area. You can see that there are some documents there. There's some sort of some documents. I don't know whether they are being bent. Yeah.
Ngoba mangifika lapho ngafika ngakhishwa umabhene emotweni umkhana akazakhishwe akazange aphume emotweni.
When I got there, it is Mabena who took me out of the vehicle. Mohane never took me out of the vehicle.
Naye ubaba lo waphuma ephethe leli file eli-brown eliphethe leli.
Umuthi ubaba lo?
Ubaba lo uzezotestify ubaba lo Rapat.
Okay. And the gentleman that is now Mr. Rapat who came out of the vehicle,
Now,
he was having carrying an envelope of this size, my lord.
now, just for clarification purposes, at that place, the Toyota Fortuner that we were transported in, was it the only car that traveled to that locality?
Le ndawo okhuluma ngayo iToyota Fortuner iyona kuphela imoto eyahamba yaya.
Cha zazikhona zoJonathan anti babe khona la Nkosi enkantolo.
No, the cars that were driven by Jonathan were also there.
So it was the Toyota Fortuner. Was Jonathan driving the GTI VW motor vehicle that you previously referred to?
Wayehamba ngeGTI uJonathan.
uJonathan hamba nge-GTI le hardbody angimazi lo wayedriver na.
Yes, he was driving the GTI. I don't know the person that was the driver
But
of the hard body,
wayenomzimba nje kahle.
but it was a well-built person.
Now proceed. What transpired at the place?
Qhubeka ke.
Masifika lapho kwaqhamuka yena ku-Braddock nento ehamba nayo usayitsheni Mkhulu.
Whilst there, Brigadier Geninda arrived in the company of Sergeant Mukhula,
Nalaye ke lo baba lo ama-class band engingalazi igama lakhe.
as well as the gentleman with the name I don't know.
Bafike ke mabefika la ugcina indawo ezakhe ngoba abezanga bakuraphathi wayesahleli phansi ebuka lezi zinto ayibuka la ugcina indawo ezakhe wangibuza manje awufuni ukukhuluma iqiniso na.
Geninda then approached me. Rapat was still there looking at whatever that it is that he was looking at. Geninda asked me, are you still not willing to tell the truth?
Now, before Brigadier Geninda and Sergeant Mohola arrived at that place, was anything done to you physically by the police officers who came in the Toyota Fortuner, the hard body, and the GTI motor vehicle?
Ngaphambi kokuthi ke uBrigadier Geninda kanye naye uSergeant Mukhula bafike laphayana amaphoyisa lana wona ayehamba ngeFortuner iGT kanye nehard body ikhona yini into abayenza kuwena?
Yikho phela Nkosi enkantolo ukuthi ngiyoshaya.
Uphinde?
Ngithi ukuthi ngiyoshaya ukuthi ngivuma ukuthi kuthiwa mangisayina lento engafuni ukuyisayina.
Yes, my lord, God I had been taken there to be assaulted. Hence, I then had to sign this document that I was told to sign.
And who assaulted you?
Ishayo bani?
Nguye uButhelezi
Buthelezi?
lo ngimshotho enomzimba wayena wayengibambe la khona ukuthi ngingakhona ukumuva ngiyemove mangimile
The
ngibambe
one that I
ngoButhelezi ngibambe
described
ngapha.
to be well built because he was holding me on my arms so as for me not to be able to move.
Who else?
Uplastic wawukushitsha naye uJonathan naye lo mabhena.
The plastic, it would be changed between Mabena and Jonathan.
Let me pause it here. When you refer to those two names, earlier on you said you wish God should Ababusise way two, that is Jonathan and Bena. Why would God busisa your tormentors?
Ushilo ngaphambilini ke uma ukhuluma ukuthi ke afisa ukuthi uNkulunkulu angababusisa manje kungani ke ungafisela ukuthi uNkulunkulu abantu ababekuhlukumeza ukuthi ababusise?
Ukuthi Nkosi enkantolo ento abayenza kimi yangiphatha kabuhlungu.
It is because, my lord, what so that they did to me It hurt me very much.
ngoba ngisho umalume engikhule phansi kwakhe akazange ngibeke isandla wayengishaya ngomfana ngishayile inkomo ngikhule lapho kugadwa khona inkomo.
Even my uncle, my lord, who raised me, he had never beaten me to such an extent. It was only a kind of a beating where I had done something wrong, because I grew up in an area where one would be looking after cattle.
Ngisho obhuti imbala ubhuti akazange ngibeke isandla ubhuti uyangibonisa mekhuluma nami.
Even my
Ingakho ngithi
brother
nje
had never assaulted me. When I am wrong, my brother would then show me the way.
ingakho nje namanje phambi kwenkosi enkantolo ngithi lapha lele khona lo Jonathan lapha khona uNkulunkulu ambusise.
Hence, I'm saying that wherever he is resting, and even wherever Jonathan is, that may God bless them.
Now let's take it to that area now in Orlando where you are being, sorry, just for clarification, what were they using to assault you?
Babesebenzisani ukukushaya?
Okuyiyona lento inkosi enkantolo lesenza uplastiki nalento le yethoshe.
The plastic that I referred to, as well as this object, the torch object, my lord.
And earlier on you testified that when this torch device was used, water was poured on you. Was water also poured on you on the 19th of June at that place in Orlando?
Ushilo ke ukuthi inkathi besebenzisa yona le yanto ke babekuthela nangamanzi ngazo i19 ke inkathi ke senise Orlando ke manje ngaba nalapho bakuthela ngamanzi.
Eza naye lo Jonathan amanzi.
Jonathan is the one who came with the water.
Now take it from there. You testified that Brigadier Gininda and Sergeant Mkhula arrived. What then transpired?
Shilo ke ukuthi kwase kufika uBrigadier Gininda naye uSergeant Mkhula kwase kwenzekani ke?
Angithi konto mangishupiwe mayeza bayangiyeka afika akhulume nami ethi namanje awufuna ukukhuluma iqiniso ngiyakuyeka mina bekubulala.
When I'm being choked, when he approaches, they would then stop, and then he would ask me, "Are you still not willing to talk?" And I would just let them kill you.
Ngimtshela kodwa akulungile akenze into ayibonayo.
I would then say, "It's okay, do as you please."
What then
Ngoba
transpired?
ayenze into ayibona ukuthi angisanisa amaphepha ngenkani.
And he did as it pleases him, or it pleased him, because he forcefully made me to sign documents.
Did you sign documents then at that place?
Wasuwasayina amaphepha.
Ngicela ngisalile inkosi enkantolo ngizama ukuyilamulela. Ayikho into engangayenza. Ngoba
I
akekho
ended-
umuntu wangidefendela umhani wayephenduka ngathi umfana omncane futhi wayengeke akwazi ukusongikhulumela la engangishawa khona.
I ended up signing just to protect myself. I couldn't do, and then no one was protecting me. Mukhana would just ended up like a small boy, and he couldn't just come and protect me or defend me.
Now, just for clarification purposes, you've already testified that you were not familiar with Chris Hani Baragwanath Hospital. Were you familiar with Orlando as a place? Have you been there?
Ushilo ukuthi isibhedlela lesiBaragwana ke indawo ongayazi, kodwa iOrlando yona le ndawo ke yona indawo owawujwayele noma owawuyazi.
Cha inkosi enkantolo ngiyazi mina ngabona ibhodi kuphela malibhala ukuthi Orlando ufike ngibona into la kubhala ukuthi bese ngithulela.
No, my lord, I wasn't familiar with the place. I only saw the writing on the board that it was Orlando. I just saw that writing, and then I would keep quiet.
And prior to the 19th of June 2020, had you previously been to Moroka Police Station before?
Ngaphambi kwalelo langa 19 June 2020 wake waya yini ngaphambilini eMoroka Police Station?
Cha ngangiqala inkosi enkantolo.
No, it was the first time, my lord.
And before you signed the document that you've just said that you signed now, how long did that assault occur at that place in Orlando?
Ngaphambi kokuthi usayinele lapha ukuthi walisayina ke ukushaywa lokhu kwathatha isikhathi singakanani lapha yaye Orlando ukuthi bakushaya isikhathi singakanani?
Eish inkosi enkantolo laphana angeke ngazi uqala isikhathi.
I wouldn't be able
Ngoba
to
umuntu
estimate the time, my lord. Yeah.
Umuntu mayenza lento ayenza ayaphinde akhiphe iplastic akhulume nawe akhuluma kuma ngafuna uphendula phinde akafuna ukukhuluma ngeke ngikwazi ukumeshina isikhathi inkosi enkantolo.
Because the person would be doing whatever it is that he's doing, take out the plastic and then speak to you, and if you don't want to talk, and then would then proceed. So I won't be able to tell the time.
Now, Geninda testified in this case to say that it is not truth that he was there on the 19th and he never drove a white BMW to that place.
Ubufakazi bakhe ke abethule lana ke uBrigadier Gininda uthe akakazaye kule ndawo futhi akaza ashayeleke iBMW emhlophe.
Lokho mina ngiyamphikisa inkosi enkantolo.
I dispute that, my lord.
Ngoba nguye ozazi imoto zakhe ukuthi zingaphi mina ngizazi imoto zakhe.
He's the one who knows the number of cars that he has. I don't know the number of his cars.
Now, the testimony of Mohane, like I told you before, is that he transported you, no, but with Traverse that he mislived that. Now, according to Lieutenant Colonel Rapadu, he testified that he started taking a statement from you at around 7:30 at Moroka Police Station, 7:30 in the morning on the 19th of June 2020.
Ngobufakazi bakhe ke uKenel Raphandu uthi ke isikhathi ke aqala ngaso ukuthi athathe istatement kuwena ke ngazo i19 zika June 2020 kwaku 7:30 ekseni.
Ngiyaphikisana nalowo nto Nkosi enkantolo ngoba baba uMgomezulu ngamtshela ngathi akamtshela ukuthi akulona iqiniso lelo. Mina ngimbona emini, angimbonanga ekuseni sahlele emotweni ngaze ngiphume emotweni.
I dispute that, my lord. I even informed Mr. Mgomezulu to put it to him that what he's saying is not true, that I only saw it the day and not in the morning. In the morning, I was in the vehicle. I never got out of the vehicle.
Furthermore, Colonel Rapadu testified that he completed statement at 11:47 a.m.
Uthi ke isikhathi aqeda ngaso ke kwakunje ngaphambi kokuthi kushayeke u12 emini 11:47 uthi ke isikhathi nanjengoba athi waqala ngo7:30 wase eqeda ke ngo11:47 isikhathi.
Cha iphutha lelo Nkosi enkantolo.
No, that's a mistake, my lord.
And furthermore, Colonel Rapadu testified that he completed the pro forma in the following way. He was asking you questions and you were giving replies. Do you recall the process?
Ushilo ke nendlela ke enza ngayo uthi wayikubuza ke imibuzo ubese uyaphendula ke wena.
Akulona iqiniso lelo Nkosi enkantolo ngoba umuntu mayephethe ID number yakho yini azongibuza.
That's not true, my lord, because when someone has got your ID number, what is it that that person is going to ask you?
My lord, at this stage, I'm going to ask that the witness be furnished with Exhibit HH, which is the pro forma that was completed by Colonel Rapadu. It's got notes. It's got notes. But as they are looking for that, there are personal details. Let me start at the top. It says confession and admission, and then the date that he completes, it's the 19th of June 2020. The time noted is 6:50. That was 0650 in the morning, and the designation of the officer is Colonel Gininda, to say that he wants a statement to be obtained from Bongani Sandiso Ntanzi, who wants to make a statement on a First Glorious Police Station, that's number 63610 of 2014, a charge of murder. The language spoken is isiZulu, and is currently held at the Pretoria North Police Station. And then the time of 7:30, according to his testimony, it's here. He starts noting the statement down, and the date is the 19th of June, 2020. Your name is there as a witness. I mean, the witness suspect, Bongani Sandiso Ntanzi. Your residential address, 125 Freedom Park, Phase 2, Rustenburg. Telephone number known, cell phone number known, work address, you are a contractor, your identification, and then his designation and names are there. That's on page 1.
Maqala lana ke sibheka ke lana imininingwane ke lena ebhaliwe lapha ke idate ke nge19 kuJune 2020 isikhathi ke imizuzu ngaphambi nje ukuthi kushaye ke ihora lesikhombisa u10 to 07 650 uKenel Gininda amagama akho Bongani Sandiso Ntanzi ofuna ofisa ukwenza istatement ipolice station Phosphorus babhalwa ke inamba ke iyecala u63610 2014 icala uthweswayo ubulala ulimi olukhulunywa umsola, isiZulu, ipolice station, Pretoria North. Isikhathi esibhaliwe laphayana aqala ngaso ubhala-ke u-7:30 nge-19 June 2020. Bhala igama lakho Bongani Sandiso Ntanzi, ikheli lakho u-3125 Freedom Park Phase 2 eRustenburg. Inamba-ke yocingo ayibhaliwe nokuthi usebenza kuphi-ke futhi ukuthi i-contractor ne-ID number nangamagama akho abhaliwe naye-ke lapha ezansi ulaphathu.
And he further testified that the person that handed you over to him was Jonathan from EMPD SWAT Division.
Washo-ke nokuthi-ke umuntu okuyena-ke owakuletha kuyena kwakuyena-ke uJonathan osebenzela yona-ke i-EMPD.
Now, his testimony before we dwell onto Exhibit HH is that before he completed this form, we want you of your constitutional rights, and for brevity's sake, those constitutional rights are the ones that I summarized for you before. The right to remain silent, the consequences of not remaining silent, the right to your own attorney or legal aid, assistance or state expense attorney, the right not to incriminate yourself, the right not to make, the right to challenge the legality of your detention or incarceration. Did he advise you before he started completing this?
Ngaphambilini kokuthi-ke siqhubekeke naleli phepha leli-ke ushilo-ke kubufakazi bakhe ukuthi-ke wabe esekuxwayisa-ke ngamalungelo akho onawo. Uma sikhuluma-ke ngamalungelo yila ebengingachazela wona-ke ngaphambilini, ilungelo lokuthula ungasho lutho, ilungelo nokuthi futhi imiphumela noma umphumela wokuthi ukhulume noma-ke ungathuli ukuthi ungayini, nokuthi futhi-ke ungayini ngisho noma oyikhuluma ingasetshenziswa njengobufakazi ilungelo lokuthi uyitholele ummeli uma kuwukuthi awunayo imali okhokhela ummeli wenzeke isicelo uzokutholela ummeli. Ingaba lawo malungelo lawo amalungelo yini axwayisa ngawo ngaphambilini kokuthi niqhubeke?
Cha Nkosi enkantolo, ngiqiniso nje lemhlophe phambi kwakho. Lobo balona mina ngizange ngikhulume naye.
No, my lord, just being honest, speaking honestly before this court, I never spoke to this gentleman.
Ngale iphepha lele ngilibona libhalwa ngalo ngoba kuba wayekhuluma nami. Angizomtshela inamba yami namanje mina ngayibiza ngekhanda phambi Nkosi enkantolo ngwakhohliwa amanamba.
If he was with regard to this document, if he had asked me for my number, I would have told him my number because I can still even now remember my number.
Ngoba namanje engusho ukuthi into ayibhalela yena yinto ayibone kwi-ID number yami nephepha leli abathathe eRustenburg endlini yami befuna ukubona athi ufuna ukubona ngaphela ngiyasebenza la.
Because it's written here, my lord, it's information that he took from my identity document as well as the document that they got from Rustenburg when they wanted to confirm as to whether was I working there.
Sorry, from my understanding, Rap Party was also at Rustenburg.
Uma ngikuzwa kahle uthi ubaba uRaphathu naye wayeyile Rustenburg.
Cha iphepha lathatha uMabhena endlini Nkosi enkantolo.
No, my lord, the person that took the document from my house was Mabhena.
And gave it to Rap Party, that's evidence.
Wayinika uKhen Raphathu.
Wanika nje abana kubhala ukuthi contract.
Sir, did he give it to Rap Party? That's what I want to know.
Wamnika uRaphathu.
Yeah, unzothi wamnika Nkosi enkantolo.
Yes, I would say he gave it to him.
So let's clarify that point. At Orlando, did you see Mabhena giving Colonel Raphathu a particular document?
Orlando wambona yini uMabhena enikezela ngephepha elithize elinikeza uKolonel Raphathu?
Wamnika ifile Nkosi enkantolo.
Gave him a file.
Yonke into yayiphakathi la. Ngoba wadotsa amaphepha nowabeka la.
Everything was inside there because he just took out documents and placed them here.
Ngoba nalapha ehlele emotweni ngiyabona amaphepha we-ID wayepresse ngesandla so.
Because as he was seated in the vehicle, I could see the documents, even the identity document, I could see it because he had pressed it with his hand.
Now, let's go to the pro forma. We've covered with regard to rights up to, let's do 4.2 of the pro forma on page 2. At page 2, the question is, do you wish to contact a legal practitioner of your own choice or apply for legal aid before you proceed with the statement?
Kunombuzo lana ke uthi uyafisa yini ukuthi ke uxhumane nommeli ummeli ke oqoqa noma ozoqoqwa wena noma ke wenzeke isicelo sokuthi utholeke ummeli otholakala enkantolo ngaphambilini kokuthi siqhubeke ngale statement.
Was this question asked of you by Colonel Rapadu?
Ngabe uKenneth Raphat wabuza yini lo mbuzo?
Cha Nkosi enkantolo.
No, my lord.
The answer recorded in response to that is no.
Impendulo ebhalwe la ithi cha.
Did you respond like that?
Waphendula ngale ndlela?
Hayi ngiqala ukubona la mina.
No, I'm seeing it for the first time here.
Let's go to 4.3. It says, do you have the name of a legal practitioner in brackets attorney of your own choice, that I can call now?
Umbuzo landelayo ke uthi kunalo yini igama sorry lalo mmeli noma ke lo mmeli oqokwe wena engingaxhumana naye njengamanje?
Was this question posed to you by Colonel Rapadu?
uKenneth Raphat wakubuza ngani wakubuza yini lo mbuzo?
Cha Nkosi enkantolo.
No, my lord.
Now the answer given there is that I do not have any lawyer and I don't want the use of the attorney, neither the legal aid board. I'm giving freely statement. Did you give this answer?
Impendulo ebhalwe lana ithi ke anginaye ummeli futhi ke angifuni ukuthi ngisebenzise ummeli noma kuummeli ke wombuso noma ke illegal aid. Lesi ngisinika mina ngokwami ngikhululekile.
Ngisasho namanje phambi kwenkosi enkantolo ukuthi akazange ngibuze le mbuzo lo mina.
I'm still saying before this court that he never asked me these questions.
And then let's go to paragraph 5. He says, on advice, he says, he then gives the following answers to the question above. The content and the object of every question has been explained to him. Do you understand the advice given to you at 5 of the justice of the peace? You say the answer is, and I'm not saying it's your answer, it says, yes, I'm willing to give a statement without any legal practitioner. Was this question posed to you?
Lana ke wase enikeza ngale impendulo ezilandelayo kule mibuzo engaphezulu. Futhi ke nokuthi ke umbuzo ngawodwa usho ukuthini lokho wachazelo. Ingabe lesixwayiso lesinoka ungabe lokucetshiswa lokhu ke kulana ke uyakuzwa yini okutshelwa ke iphoyisa leli ke impendulo ke uthi uyayifunda ummeli akasho ukuthi impendulo eyakhishwa kuwena noma ebuya kuwena kodwa uyayifunda. Impendulo ithi yebo ngiyimisele ukunikeza ngestatement ngaphandle ummeli.
Cha Nkosi enkantolo iphutha.
No, my lord, that's a mistake.
And at 6, question 6, it says, do you still continue, do you still wish to continue making a statement?
Bese kuthi ke laphayana ke ku number 6 uthi ithi noma umbuzo uthi usafisa yini ukuqhubeka ukwenza istatement?
And the answer recorded there is yes, I am continuing.
Impendulo ke ebhaliwe lana ithi yebo ngiyaqhubeka.
First of all, was this question posed to you and is this the answer that you gave?
Okokuqala umbuzo lona wawubuzwa yini futhi ke ingabe impendulo lena owayinikeza?
Cha Nkosi enkantolo ngiyazi.
No, my lord, I don't know it.
Let's go to 7. It says, have you been assaulted or threatened by any person in order to influence you to come and make this statement? Was this question posed to you?
Umbuzo landelayo ke uthi washaywa yini noma wasatshiswa noma iwuphi umuntu ngenhloso yokugqugquzela ukuthi uze kumina uzokwenza lesi statement?
Cha akazange ngibuze Nkosi enkantolo umbuzo.
No, this question was never asked, my lord.
Ngihlaba waye khona nje.
Because when I was assaulted, he was there.
And then question 7.1, it says, if so, referring to the assault or the threat, emanating from the question before. It says, if so, by whom were you assaulted and when, how, and where did it occur? And the notation there is note N/A, which sometimes says not applicable, but I don't know in this case what does it say.
Lo mbuzo ke olandelayo u7.1 usaqhubeka ke ukusuka kulo mbuzo ngaphambili ukuthi uma kuukuthi ushayiwe noma washaywa ushaywa ubani ushayelwa kuphi nendawo kanjani futhi lokho ke kwenzeka kuphi.
Was this posed to you and did you not comment, because it seems like there was no comment here?
Ingabe wawubuza yini lo mbuzo mhlawumbe wona ke awaphendula noma awanikeza ngempendulo ngoba bukeke ngathi ke akunampendulo eyabakhona la.
Akaze ngibuze le mbuzo lenkosi enkantolo.
No, I was never asked these questions, my lord.
And at 7.2, the question is, was this assault reported, and if so, to whom and when? Was this question asked of you by Colonel Rapadu?
Nokuthi ke lokukushaywa lokhu wabika yini noma washo ke khona yini wambikela ke uma kuukuthi kunjalo wabikela bani nini?
Nkosi enkantolo ngangizombikela kanjani umuntu ekhona ebona phambi kwakhe la?
My lord, how was I going to report to someone who was there, who could see?
And then question 8, it says, were you in any way influenced or encouraged by any person to make a statement? Was this posed to you?
Olandelayo ke ingaba ikhona yini indlela ekuye kwaba nomuntu noma kwaba nomthelela noma waqhuqhuzelwa umuntu nje thizeni ukuthi uzokwenza le statement lesi?
Was this asked of you?
Wawubuzwa lo mbuzo lona?
No, nkosi enkantolo.
No, my lord.
At question 9, it says, have any promises been made to you by any person if you should make a statement? Was this question asked of you?
Olandelayo ke umbuzo uthi kunezithembiso yini ezenziwa kuwena noma yimuphi umuntu uma kuukuthi uze uzokwenza le statement lesi?
Was it asked of you?
Wawubuzwa lo mbuzo lo?
Cha, akaze ngidibane na nkosi enkantolo.
No, I've never came across it, my lord.
And the recorded answer there is no.
Impendulo ebhaliwe lana ithi cha.
Did you make that reply?
Waphendula ngaleyo ndlela?
Cha, akaze ngibuza nokubuza nje.
No, I wasn't even asked.
Let's go to question 10. It says, do you expect benefits if you make a statement? Was this question asked of you?
Bese uma sesiya jumpa ke manje siya ku10 ithi ingabe kunenzuzo yini oyilindele uma kuukuthi wenza istatement?
Did Colonel Rapadu ask you this question?
Wakubuza lo mbuzo?
Cha, nkosi enkantolo.
No, my lord.
Then we go to 11. It says, have you at any stage in the past made a statement, whether orally or in writing, to any person concerning the incident? Was this question posed of you?
Bese siyake la ekubuzwa khona ke ukuthi ingabe ngaphambilini wake wasenza yini istatement noma kuukuthi ngokukhuluma noma ke ngokubhala phansi kumuntu noma komunye umuntu ngokumayela nalesi sigameko lesi? Uyabuza ukuthi ukhona umuntu ngaphambilini owake wenza kena ke istatement mayela nalesi sigameko? Usho kanjalo lo mbuzo?
Akaze ngibuziwe lo mbuzo.
I was never asked this question, my lord.
And we go to 12. And the question is, were you arrested, and was this question asked of you?
U12 uthi ke yena ke waboshwa yini? Wawubuza lo mbuzo?
Ngaboshwa yini?
Waboshwa yini?
Ngikhumbula imbuzo mina.
I don't recall him asking, my lord.
And the notated or the recorded answer there is yes. Did you provide this reply?
Impendulo ebhaliwe ke ithi yebo. Wanikeza ngale mpendulo?
Cha, angikwazi.
No.
And at 13, the question is, do you have any injuries? And if so, how and where they sustained?
Bese kuthi ku13 yabuza ulimele yini? Uma kunjalo kanjani? Nini?
Was this question asked of you?
Wawubuza lo mbuzo?
Cha, Cha Nkosi enkulu.
No, my lord.
The recorded answer there is no. Did you provide that answer?
Impendulo ebhaliwe ke la ithi cha, ingabe wanikeza ngale mpendulo wena?
Hayi ngiyayiqala Nkosi enkulu.
No, my lord, I'm seeing it for the first time.
Then we quickly go to 15, which the question is, do you still wish to make a statement? Was this question asked of you?
Bese siyajumpa ka siya ku 15 uthi usafisa yini ukuqhubeka ukwenza istatement?
Was this posed of you?
Wabuzwa?
Cha akaze ngibuzwe.
No, I've never been asked.
And the recorded answer there is a yes. Did you give that answer?
Impendulo ebhaliwe ke ithi yebo, ingabe wanikeza yini ngale mpendulo?
Cha Nkosi enkulu.
No, my lord.
Then we'll jump the redacted part. 16, the question is, are you at this moment under the influence of any liquor or drugs? Was this question posed of you?
Olandelayo ke umbuzo uthi ke ingabe njengamanje ke mhlambe usebenzise utshwala noma idakamizwa yini? Wawubuzwa yini lo mbuzo?
Cha Nkosi enkulu.
No, my lord.
And then let me read the whole of 16.1, observation of the justice of the peace, and it goes to 17. Since it appears that the deponent 17.1 is in his sound, sober senses, 17.2 had not been unduly influenced thereto, understands his rights as prescribed by Section 35 of the Final Constitution, freely and voluntarily wishes to make a statement, he is informed that he may now proceed. On completing the statement, it is read to the deponent. He is also given the opportunity of reading the statement himself and of changing the statement if he seems it necessary. Note down whether he also reads through the statement and the answer given is a yes.
Lana ke zoqala khona lana ke ku 16.1 ukuthi ke nanjengoba yena ke ethi ke waye kanye nawe ehlezi nawe ukuthi yena ke yini ayibona noma uma ekubhekile ke ubonani bese kubhaliwe ke lana nanjengoba kubukeka ke ukuthi lona ke onikeza ngaso istatement ke use ngathi ke akukho ke okuphazamisile ngoba amagama akekho ngaphansi akasebenzisanga idakamizwa noma ke utshwala nanjengoba futhi ke esho ke futhi ukuthi akubanga nomthelelo ongemuhle oholele ekuthini ke azokwenza lokhu futhi namalungelo akhe ke uyawezwa uyawalandela nanjengoba ebhaliwe ke kuona umthetho sisekelo ngaphansi kwakhe usection 35 futhi ke ekwenza lokhu ke ekhululekile kuphuma kuyena ukuthi ke enze istatement lesi useyatshelwa ke ukuthi usengaqhubeka ke manje sesiqediwe ke ukubhalwa istatement uyasifundelwa futhi naye ke anikezwe nethuba ke lokuthi ayifundele futhi ke noma ukuthi kukhona la afuna ukuthi afisa ukuthi ashintshe khona akwenzeke lokho uma ebona isidingo sikhona isho ke uma ukuthi usifundile istatement waseyabhala lapha yana ke yebo.
Did you read through this statement, sir?
Ingabe istatement lesi wasifunda yini wena?
Cha Nkosi enkulu la ngaphatha ngikwazi ukufunda isilungu.
No, my lord, I can't read English.
What is your highest level of education, sir?
Esikoleni wafunda waqedela kuphi noma wafica kuphi?
Aqedanga ngagcina 8 ngaphuma.
Standard 8.
Yeah.
I didn't complete my school, my lord. I went up to standard 8.
And were at this, because you said were they interpreted to you, these questions up to 18.1?
Lembuzo lena ke ingaba wayihunyushelwa yini?
Mina ngisenkantolo kwayona lento le ngiyibona isikhathi kuthiwa ngisayine mina ngisayiniswa ngenkani. Angiyazi ukuthi ayibhala ukuthini phakathi.
No, my lord, the only time I saw this was when I was being forced to sign it. As to what was contained or written in there, I didn't know.
Did Colonel Rapadu read back the statement to you?
Ingabe uKenel Rapadu esesibhalileke istatement leso seqedileke wakufundela yini?
Cha Nkosi enkantolo. Azange ngifundele next.
No, my lord, he did not read anything back to me.
And at the time Rapadu was noting what he called are responses that are coming from you. Did he show you, each time the question was asked, did he show you what he was writing as the responses coming from you?
Na njengoba ke uKenya laphathi wayebhala phansi ke le impendulo athi yena ke impendulo ezazibuya kuwena, ingabe wayikutshengisa yini ke uma ebhala athi ke naku engikubhalayo ngibhala lento oqeda uyisho?
Nkosi enkantolo.
No, my lord, that's not the case.
Now, sitting here and testifying in court, was this document completed in your presence?
Ngaba le document noma leli phepha leli ke uma libhala ligcwaliswa ke kwaze kwayo basegcineni ke kwenziwa lokho ukhona. Uma libhala ukuthi liqede yonke into ebhalela yabhala lento ukhona.
Angazi Nkosi enkantolo umuntu mayehleli lapha ngimazi ukuthi wenzana ngimbuka ngamehlo kuphela.
I don't know, my lord, because when someone is seated there, I don't know what that person is doing. I'm just looking at the person. Whether he is writing this or is writing his own thing, I don't know.
Now, at the footer of that document, starting on page 1, page 2, page 3, 4, and I think it ends at page 5, there's at the footer, at the bottom left of the document, there's what appears to be a thumbprint, and next to it, there's what also appears to be a signature.
Uma ubheka ke lana siqala kule page la nala ila nala le yesithathu page yesine sofica ke kule yesihlanu kunesithupha njengoba ubona eqaleni kwale eduze kwaleso sithupha leso ke kubuka ngathi kusayindiwe lapha yana kuwonke lama page la.
Now, whose thumbprint is that on that document?
Isithupha sikabani lesi kulama page ke engikukhombise wona.
Isithupha lesi sami Nkosi enkantolo ngoba ngangiforced ukuthi ngisayine lento le signature yeyami. Angizenzelanga ngoba ngithanda.
My thumbprint, my lord, because I was being forced to put my thumbprint as well as my signature, but I did not do that out of my own free will.
And the signature also, do you also confirm that is that your signature?
We are sure when you sign.
Yeah, the signature ngiyavuma Nkosi enkantolo.
Yes.
Ngisayinanga ngokuthanda kwami.
Yes, my lord, I do confirm it is my signature, but I did not sign out of my own free will.
Ngoba ngisayinela ngase ngizama ukuyiphumula Nkosi enkantolo. Ngoba ngase ngikhathele ukushaya.
Because by signing here, my lord, I was just trying to get some rest because I was tired of being assaulted.
Now, this document is completed. You append your signature, and there's a thumbprint also affixed there. What then transpired after that?
Sekuqediwe ke yonke ke lento ke manje usubeke isithupha usayinile kwasekwenzekani ke emva kwalokho.
Ngahamba Nkosi enkantolo ngabuyela emontweni.
I went back to the vehicle, my lord.
iFortuna le yayihlelo umhani phakathi.
The Fortuna in which Mukhane was seated in.
And where were you transported from there?
Ukusuka lapho waya kuphi?
Angibonanga indlela ukuthi kwakuyiwa kuphi.
I did not see the route as we were traveling as to where were we going.
But did you reach a final destination from
Kodwa egcineni
that
khona la
Orlando
enafika
site?
khona.
Lapha yafika ngena khona imoto yama ngoba ngathi mase ngoba imoto isuka lapha sasemkhona inyuka babehamba bekhuluma nefoni ngoba iseyilo ugcina into amanqedwe zakahlalanga wathi manqedwe kwenza into lena nje ngathatha amaphepha wahamba naye lo baba lo akangamshiya ukuthi ngigibele nana njengoba ngihamba naye.
Yes, my lord, from there the car traveled, and at that time Gininda was already gone. He had already taken the document and he had also left with this gentleman referring to Ken Rapadu. He did not travel with us as he came with us.
Proceed, sir.
Ngoba sithema sambe ndlela mabhena wa athi phone kwathiwa asize ku police station umroka sasangena khona masifika khona ngehlisa futhi emoto kwathiwa khona amaphepha engingabasayinanga ngwajampile.
Because as we traveled, received a call. We then told to go back to Morocco, and when we arrived at Morocco, I was then made to get out of the vehicle and told that there are certain documents which I didn't sign. Not because, or not as they said here that they were waiting for keys. There were no keys that they were waiting for. That is a mistake.
Now, there, did you then sign the pages that they said you had skipped, and did you affix your thumbprint on those documents as well?
Masenifika ke khona lapho wawasayina ke lamaphepha la bekuthiwa ukhohliwe ke wasayina noma awasayina wabeka nesithupha sakho futhi.
ayesayine ngabeka isithupha kuphela
Not my signature but only the thumbprint.
ngoba isignature yayikhona kwakushoda isithupha.
Because the signature was already there. It was only the thumbprint that was in there.
After that exercise, what then transpired?
Kwasekwenzekani ke emva kwalokho.
Emveni ngalokho inkosi enkantolo imoto yaphuma ke khona sahamba ngangabona ukuthi ihamba kuphi ngoba ukusuka kwayo mangaphosisi ngayibona nje mina sijapa angisazi baya police station enye noma singenanga oda phakathi lo police station safike nje sama ngaphandle.
We then proceeded, my lord. There's this particular police station that we went to, but we did not go inside there. We just stopped outside.
Wehla kumhani wangena ngaphakathi inkosi enkantolo.
Mhane alighted and went in.
What then transpired?
Masahleli lapho wangena ifoni kumabhena ngamathi mabhena hello mphathi.
While seated there, Mabena received a call, and then that's when I heard Mabena responding by saying, hello Mphathi, which is hello boss.
Ngoba ngangiweza impendulo zakho mabhena emekhuluma emethi kuthiwa angingabhukha lapha ngingobhukha khona akiwe Rustenburg.
Because I could hear from Mabena's answers, my lord, that I was not supposed to be booked there. I must be booked back into Rustenburg.
Ngeqiniso ke inkosi enkantolo imoto ihambile. Ngangayibona ukuthi ihamba apho ngayibona esiphuma i-toll gate mina leya se-Rustenburg ebhala ukuthi bakwena.
Indeed, the car traveled. I didn't see where it was traveling, but I only noticed when it was going through the toll gate, the one written Bakwena.
Ngoba yona leya ihamba usayitshela umholi imoto ngayibona iphuma kwi-toll gate malapha phambi kwethu ngoba iya eshaya ublue light ngemuva yona escort yami ngoba uJonathan basebehambile.
I saw the vehicle in which Mkhula was traveling in when it just passed the toll gate and just waited for us, in other words, parked in front of us, because it was the same car that was escorting us.
Now, just before I disturb you on your chain of testimony, evidence led in this court is that on the trip to Rustenburg, Mohane Mabena traveled with you, and Sergeant Mohola and Brigadier Gininda traveled separately. You only met in Rustenburg. What is your comment?
Ngofakazi ke obsebethuke phambi kwale nkantolo ukuthi ke ukuya eRustenburg uMkhane noMabhena behamba nawo. Umukhula noGininda babeyihambela bona nani izohlangana ngaphambili.
Cha inkosi enkantolo iphutha lela bambale nalo wesithathu babehamba nalo ama-class band abangamshini.
No, my lord, that is a mistake. They should also count the third person who was with them, the one that was wearing the braces.
Masihamba endleleni inkosi enkantolo yiyo la yayiza ngemuva la yayidriver ngusayitsheni imoto. Ifortuna yayihamba phambi kwayo. Kwi-toll gate siphume sonke.
When we were traveling, my lord, that is the very same car that was escorting us, driven by Mkhula, coming behind us. When we exited the toll gate, we were together.
Ingakho nje ngicela ubaba uNgomezi ngicela ngicelela i-footage ye-toll gate mayezothi nasiphumanga sonke siphume ngokuhlukana.
Hence, I made a request to Mr. Mngomezulu to request for the footage of the toll gate if they were disputing that we were together there at the toll gate.
Now, for clarification purposes, what car was driven by Sergeant Mohola on the way to Rustenburg?
Endleleni eya eRustenburg yiphi imoto eyayishayelwa uSergeant Mkhula?
Angisakhumbuli noma kwakuyiphi noma kwakuyigolf angisakhumbuli kahle kahle ngoba imoto bayishintsha.
I can't recall whether it was a BMW, a Golf, because they change cars.
Now proceed further. You then proceed to Rustenburg. What then happened? Did you reach your destination?
Na yofika ke eRustenburg.
Yebo sifikile ePhukeng.
Yes, we got to Phukeng.
Let's go at Phukeng when you arrived for the first time there.
Manifika lapho naya kuphi.
Singene police station inkosi enkantolo yakhona.
We went to the local police station, my lord.
And what was the reason for going to the police station, if you know that?
Kwakuyini injongo yakuya khona lapho police station?
Angazi inkosi enkantolo.
I don't know, my lord.
And just for clarification, you are at Phukeng. It's the Toyota Fortuner and the other car that was driven by Mohola that you don't know what it was. Did you from Phukeng then go somewhere else?
Senise Phukeng ke manje
At Phukeng SAPS, did you go somewhere else? Sorry.
Senisephuke ngike manje kukhona ifortune nale ke eyishayelwa umhulu. Ukusuka lapho khona la enaya khona uma iphuma epolice station yasephuke ngikhona la enaya khona.
Yebo sala lapho ngihlala khona phase 2 Freedom Park Kosenkantolo.
Yes, my lord, we went to where I resided in phase 2 Freedom Park.
Now, evidence led in this court is that the reason for going to Phukeng SAPS was for the investigating team on this matter to get an escort to go to your residence. Were you accompanied by police from Phukeng SAPS?
Ufakazi baboke uma bebethula la enkantolo bashilo ukuthi injongo yokuthi baye epolice station yasePhukeng kwakuwukuthi bayothola ke amaphoyisa endawo ayizobaphelekezela ke ukuthi niye la uhlala khona wena. Mbuzo uthi ke ngabe naphelezelwa yini amaphoyisa endawo asePhukeng?
Yebo Nkosenkantolo.
That's true, my lord.
Then take it further now. When you are at your place of residence in phase 2, what transpired there?
Kwase kwenzekani ke manje senifikileke ephase 2 la uhlala khona kwenzekani?
Masifika elokishini Nkosenkantolo lapha engihlala khona phase 2 Freedom Park.
When we got into the township, my lord, where I was staying in phase 2 Freedom Park,
Sangena ngestrata lese ngangihlala iphevile khamba amatekisi vendlela amatekisi.
we then got into the township through the street in which, the very same street in which I am staying in, where the taxis are operating or are traveling.
Makufanele ngabe sifika ngalapha engihlala ngakhona imoto yamisiwe.
When we were about to reach my place of residence, then the car was stopped.
Behla ke emotweni no mama umkhula no Ginenda no Mabhena no Mkhane no baba lo ngangamazwa amaClesband.
They then alighted from the vehicles, that is Mrs. Mukhula, Mr. Gininda, Mukhane, Mabhena, as well as the unknown gentleman.
What then happened?
Mabehla ke behambeke ngumgwaqo lapha engihlala khona ngoba lapha simkhona akhona into njapa nje strata soqala kwesesibili bayafika khona.
They then walked, my lord, towards where I was residing because it wasn't far from where we were parked. We just jump one street and get there.
Lapha engangimkhona ngangemna amaphoyisa asePhukeng awayanga le wona ngangishiyeke nawo la escort.
Because where I was left with the Phukeng police station. They did not go there with them.
Bahamba ngabona bejika ngathi bajikela ngasejalidini angazi ukuthi ejalidini kwake kwenziwani.
They walked, they then turned towards the premises. I don't know as to what it is that they went to do there.
And when you say premises, what are you referring to?
Uma uthi ke ejardini ukhuluma ngani?
Lapha engihlala khona ngangireta khona.
Where I was residing, my lord.
What then transpired?
Kwase kwenzekani?
Ngoba ngihlele emotweni ngithi ngiyababuka kunogesi la wamapholi kuyakhanya vele lapha. Ngiyababona ngoba behamba mebejika futhi ngiyababona. Angibazi ukuthi bafike benzani ngale.
Where from where I was seated, my lord, I could see because there was a lamp pole, so I could see as they were walking and even when they turned. But as to what it is that they did when they got inside, I don't know.
What then happened, sir?
Ukuthi ke Nkosenkantolo bangela benzana mina ngangishiyeke emotweni angibazi.
As to what it is that they did when they got inside, I don't know because I was in the vehicle.
Ngaphinde ke ngababona ke sebebuya sebeza ke mina.
I then saw them coming back towards me.
What then happened, sir? When
Mayefika ke kimi ubaba lo Mkhane uphethe okuplastic okuncane nje so ngesandla.
When they got to me, Mukhane was in possession of a small plastic.
Mayefika emathi ndoda ngithola nazo enhlamvu endlini yakho akaze ngiyibone ngamehlo ngoba zazi plastic mayethi ngithola nazo enhlamvu endlini yakho azange ngiyibone ngamehlo.
When he got to me, he said, I'm getting these ammunition from your house, and he was sort of shaking them. I couldn't see them a lot because they were in the plastic, and then said, I found these ammunition from your house.
What was your reaction or what was your response to that incident, Mukhane showing you a plastic bag saying, we found ammunition from your residence? What was your response?
What you when you pendula mayesho?
Ngathi mina akayikhiphe ngiyibona akaze ngiyibone namanje.
I asked him to take them out for me to see them because even up to now I've never seen them.
Ngoyazi endlini yami Nkosenkantolo ukuthi mina akunani kusanda ukhiye ushiya kimi lapha ephokoteni.
And my lord, knowing very well that there was nothing in my house and he left the key with me in my pocket.
And endlini Nkosenkantolo apho ngihlala khona kukhiwa igrill ibhakla kunomnyango. Mina ngangiphethe ukhiye wegrill phela webhakla. Umnyango ngangenawo.
And my lord, where I was staying or where I'm staying, there was a burglar gate or a burglar bar as well as a door. So I only had the key to the burglar gate, but not that of the door.
ukuthi yena ke intamvu lezi akhuluma ngazo ukuthi wayithola endlini yami ukuthi wayithola kuyiphi indlu ngisafuna ukwazi namanje.
As to the fact that he found ammunition in my house, I still want to know up to today as to where he got them from.
Now, you testified that on the 16th of June 2020, when you were arrested, Mohane and Mabena came to you. You were with your partner. On the 19th, where was she? On the 19th of June 2020, where was she?
Ushilo ukuthi ngazo i16 ke nkathi uboshwa ke okanye ke naye ke usesilona uthi ke uthandana naye ke ngazo i19 wayekuphi?
Angazi Nkosi enkantolo ngoba ngingenanga ejaridini.
I don't know, my lord, because I did not go into the premises.
Now, evidence led in this court is that from Phukeng, you were transported to your place. You were taken out of the car, and the police officers that were there, Mokola, Mohane, Mabena, they went together with you into the house. A search was conducted.
Ngobufakazi ke ophambi kwalenkantolo mama kiwa ke ephukeni ke ukuthi ke kwahanjwa nawe uma ngenwa khona lapho phakathi ke egcekeni ke kwangenwa nawe kwase kuseshwa.
Cha Nkosi enkantolo lona iqiniso.
No, my lord, that's not true.
And at some stage during the conduct of that search, the said ammunition was found in your premises, in your presence.
Baqhubeka ke ngobufakazi babo bathi nkathi ke belapho besesha ukhona wena base bethola zona lezo inhlamvu lezo.
Cha Nkosi enkantolo lona iqiniso lena ngangengekho na bejaridini babe ngishiye emotweni ngizophuma kanjani kodwa futhi ngicwele igazi ngoba abathe lapha bahlale bephithizele lokushina apha enhlala khona.
No, my lord, I was never on the premises. I was left in the vehicle. And how would I have gotten out of the vehicle when I was feeling a cold and also bleeding? Because there are always people there. The place is always busy.
And further evidence was led in this court that upon finding that ammunition, you were asked whether you possessed the license to possess same, and your answer was no. Then you were then arrested for possession of the said ammunition.
Qhubeka ke ubufakazi buthi ke bathi mase bethola ke noma kutholakala inhlamvu lezo wabuzwa ukuthi unayo yini ilicense ekuvumelayo ukuthi ube nazo lezo inhlamvu lezo waphendula ke wena wathi cha uma uthi cha ke ila uboshwe khona.
Nkosi enkantolo namanje ngiyaphinda ngithi inhlamvu akaze bangikhombise mina. Futhi awukho umbuzo ngathi umuntu mayezofika ke mathi ndoda ngithola nakho endlini yakho ngithi vula ngibona ngangibonesi namanje Nkosi enkantolo Rustenburg ngayicela ngathi ngicela inhlamvu ukuzibona akaze bayilethe inhlamvu enkantolo.
My lord, I was never shown those ammunition. I requested to be shown those ammunition, and I also requested to be brought to court, and it has never been done.
Now, after that was done, and just for clarification purposes, it's neither here nor there, Gininda stated that he never entered your yard when the search was conducted because he was outside making calls, but it's neither here nor there. Let's move on. After the said ammunition was allegedly found, where were you taken?
Sayitholakele ke inhlamvu lezo naya kuphi?
Sabela khona Nkosi enkantolo police station.
We went back to the police station.
Ase Rustenburg ePhukeng.
Rustenburg in Phukeng.
What happened at Phukeng police station?
Kwenzekani lapho?
Bafika ke bangena ngaphakathi mina ngangisele emontweni.
They went inside. I remained in the vehicle.
Ngisele noMabhena bona bangena ngaphakathi.
Together with Mabena. I remained with Mabena. They went in.
Now, evidence led in this court is that at Phukeng you were then placed in the cells. After that, that is, you were booked in the cells. At some stage later, you were booked out, and then you were taken to, we'll come to that destination. What is your comment?
Bathi base bekufaka ke emaselini ke lapho ePhukeng. Yila bakuthatha bakubhuka khona ke kumaseli asePhukeng.
Cha Nkosi enkantolo iphutha amasela asePhukeng angikwazi nokuthi.
No, my lord, that's a mistake. I don't even know how Phukeng cells look like.
ngangihlele emotweni mina kaze ngingena ngisho ngaphakathi e-police station ngoba lento yokustupa weza nawo ke imoto ngesitupe ayongitshela ukuthi uyangicharge ngichargele inhlamvu zesibhamu ngithi lokho ngithi ziphi ezohlamvu ongichargela zona waye ungangibonisi kanti.
I was in the vehicle, my lord. I was left in the vehicle. I never went inside because as he informed me about the ammunition, I even asked him to show me the ammunition because I never saw the ammunition.
Then from there, from booking SAPS, were you taken somewhere else?
Uma senisuka ke manje e-police station yasePhukeng khona la abakuhambisa khona.
Mabeqeda izinto zabo bebezenza saphuma sahamba ke angiyazi police station lena angalala kuyo khona.
When they were done with what they were doing, we then left. I don't know the police station where I slept.
Now, evidence led regarding to that is that you were taken from Phukeng, then you were booked at Primrose SAPS.
Bathi ke kufakazi babo ke bona uma besuka lapho ke basake ku police station yase Primrose.
Angeke ngiphikisane nami Nkosi enkantolo ngoba igoli into engayazi kahle kahle.
I wouldn't dispute if that's what they say, my lord, because I am not that familiar with Gauteng or Johannesburg.
Now, Mohani testified that on the 21st of June 2020 he charged you, and then on the 22nd of June 2020 you were then taken to Kabane Court for your first appearance on the Phukeng possession of ammunition charge.
Ufakazi bakhe ke uMukhane uthe ngazo i21 kuJune ila asekuthwesa khona ke icala noma amacala ke mayela nazo ke inhlamvu lezi kwase kuthi nge22 kuyena ke uJune ila oyobingelela khona ke imantshi inkantolo yaseTlhabane.
Nkosi enkantolo yebo ngayibona sengise Rustenburg ngoba imoto mayihamba la ngangazi ukuthi ngibona sengise Rustenburg kodwa enkantolo lapha safesa phaka khona imoto okokuqala kwakuvale ngedanger tape la abantu begcwele ngaphandle.
Yes, my lord, we ended up in Rustenburg. When we left here, I didn't know where we were going, but we ended up in Rustenburg. And when we arrived there, my lord, at the court, there was that tape. In other words, they had cordoned off, and there were a lot of people that were there. The place was cordoned off.
My lord, I see it's post 327. I want to broach a new aspect beginning tomorrow. Okay. Is this an opportune time?
Okay, fine. Yeah, we adjourn until tomorrow 10.